coin vanishing from a handkerchief. You can take a handkerchief. This will probably also work with like a bandana you've got. I'm not sure which is better. The coin can kind of be seen through the handkerchief sometimes, but it might work better with a handkerchief. So whatever works. You put it in the middle of the handkerchief, the coin that is, and then you fold it in half, and you fold it in half again into a little triangle. Again, the coin is right here, and you're going to put your fingers in the coin and use that to roll it nice and tightly and neatly. So I'm flipping the coin as I'm rolling it like this. There we go. And the last roll I do it so that that little tail end tucks under there. That's not crucial, but it makes it nice and neat, I think. You can have them feel the coin right there in the middle. Again, you pick up these ends, split them like this to get ready. Now a tip, and this will make sense in a minute, you're going to want to put this, you're going to want to put these guys, especially the left end, with, let's see if you can see this. So this is the opening of this one. If you think of it like a taco, if you think of each of these ends like a taco, you're going to want to do it like you're dumping the taco into your hand, if that makes sense. The opening towards the bottom of your hand. So it's going to go that way. You'll understand why in a minute. But toward the top, and you're going to hold it. Now, as you pull these apart, the best way to learn this is just to experiment with how fast and how hard you pull. I always start really pulling as I lift this up. I start really pulling when this coin lifts off the table. I'm going to do it once. So that was nice and smooth and pretty fast. Depending on how much pressure you apply and how fast you do it, it takes a little bit of practice. This shouldn't bind up really. It shouldn't feel like it's getting caught when you're pulling it apart. And as I'm holding this taut here between my hands, you don't want to let the tension go yet. What's happened is in the middle of the handkerchief, the coin is suspended, caught in the fold of the handkerchief. Now, like I was talking about the taco over here, the reason you do that is eventually you're going to tip the handkerchief at an angle. And I'll do another front view so you can see what that looks like. So the coin's going to fall out into your hand. Now I'm going to do one more demo of pulling this up and pulling it apart, and then we're going to do a few front view performances. Again, both ends. Works best if you have the taco dumping into your hand. There we go. And lift up. That kind of time it got a little more bound up, but I adjusted by putting a little more tension on. And then when we're ready, and you can feel the coin as it approaches, and you maneuver your fingers gently to make sure it falls into your hand and not out of your hand. And now we'll do the front view. The front view, the vanishing coin from handkerchief. Again, you lay your handkerchief out, place the coin in the middle, and fold it in half, and half again. Again, you want to make sure the coin is nicely in that corner there. And roll it up. When you do this trick, you talk about the speed of spinning the coin around when you pull the end of the handkerchief are going to make it dematerialize, and little specks of dust can float around in the air invisibly. That's what I always talk about. So again, especially in the left hand, the opening of this little curved piece of silk you want to be pulling into your hand, so the coin will dump out of that into your hand. And it's okay if that flops over, it's not absolutely crucial. And here we go. So that time you saw, as it lifts off the table, I'm starting to pull so that it's not just gravity letting the silk unwind from that twist it's in, it's literally pulling that's accelerating it to make it go around like that. Now here's what I do to make that coin dump into my hand. You can tip it just like this, but what I like to do is I just put the handkerchief around my neck, and in doing this motion, again, I don't loosen my grip, I just go like this and wrap it around. In doing that, what that does is it tips it into your hand, but it gives you a justification for why you're doing that motion instead of just doing some kind of weird thing here. You're going like that. And then you can usually, right after that, because your hand's got something in it, I usually ask them a question. I ask them, are you right-handed or left-handed? They're going to hold out their hand. And then I'm going to reach into the air and pull out the coin, or something like that. So we're going to do that one more time. Coin goes in the middle of the handkerchief. And again, the best way to find the speed and the strength with which you need to pull this handkerchief is just to practice it. The first few times it's not going to quite go well, but change the speed up, change the strength with which you pull, and you'll get it. Again, remember, you're aiming when you're done pulling to have the handkerchief nice and tight between your hands. And watch the end of the handkerchief as I do this. You'll see how the fact that I'm pulling is making it unwind, not just that it's hanging there and unwinding itself. And here we go. And over the neck, and you could almost see my hand open there as it caught the coin. But people aren't watching that closely to that. You've just got to be ready for it to do it subtly. And then again, you can ask them, hold out their hand as this hand just drops to your side, and as it does, you can get into another kind of palm, maybe like we do with the little thimble on the finger. You get it here, and then you can use those fingers to pull it out, or whatever you want to do. There are all kinds of ways to produce a coin, and that's the trick.